Hello, everybody. I'm so grateful you're here. Tanya with Adventures for Connection. And we're starting a new show, so to speak. So this one is called Soul Alchemy. And that's basically what I believe we all are. We're all souls doing this human experience. And we're all doing alchemy all the time, even though it comes off as a word of spiritual people, or you think about it, you eat food, you're alchemizing the food. You drink water, you're alchemizing the water. And so I believe with intention and attention, we can alchemize pretty much everything we choose if we put our energy towards it and we take steps towards working on that. And so today I really wanted to bring us back to some basics and answer any questions you may have. We're all souls having a human experience. That's my firm belief. You couldn't change my mind for anything. And recently I was having a thought around death, right? What is called death? I call it, it's more of a transformation, right? And if something were to happen and I knew I was going to die, I believe we all have an innate reaction to that because it's going to cause fear right away. But right behind that fear is the choice to surrender. And when one surrenders and goes, oh, this is what this is about. And I know it's easy to say, it might be a lot harder to do, but it's in that surrendering, it's letting go of expectations and letting go of those judgments and just allowing what occurs to occur. And so this can also be applied into our daily lives. And what can we control? What can we do? And those things that are out of our control, how much of attention and intention will we give them? Right? How much attention and intention will allow for them to have control over us, so to speak. And I say this because we seem to forget that as you go through this, and we've talked about the subconscious and that your brain is like the CPU and your subconscious is the programming. And your subconscious only knows you and it only wants to keep you safe. And from ages 1 until 7, we are programmed. The subconscious original basic programming is put in, and then it picks up millions of pieces of information per second. So we're not conscious of what it's doing all the time. And so being really aware and paying more attention to what we consume, what we're willing to read, eat, view, watch a movie. I know that Norma Stein and I were watching something the other night, and everyone was chatting about it. We did one episode, and I was like, "Yeah, no." So anything that doesn't resonate, I just don't bother, and I can observe it, but it doesn't mean my subconscious is not absorbing it. And your subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality, a TV show, a movie, a news report. So whatever images are coming at you, it's taking it all the same. So being really aware of what we're taking in is probably the most important thing we can focus on at this time, and controlling our consumption. Right? We know that when we eat good food, um, we feel better. We know if we binge on sugar, for example, we don't feel so good, right? It doesn't feel great. And so we're aware of that and we accept that as fact because we go through it. This one's a little tougher because you don't see it the same way, but I'm challenging you and guiding you and asking you to question. How do you feel about this? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? I'd love to know. And I'd also love to know how you're all doing today and where you're coming in from. That'd be great. Hello, Tango. Hello, Cured by Cannabis. Hello, Logan. And Chris. Hello. Hi, Arlene. Arlene says no bathroom breaks because last time she missed something important. Yeah, you were able to see the recording. Yeah. Hi, Cindy. I'm so grateful you guys are here. And I know there's many of you that don't comment, and that's great too. So even commenting, right, and interacting. So don't comment a ton on social media these days. I'm quite conscious of where my attention and intention goes. And I've been unwatching a bunch of stuff, right? And it's like a social media cleanup. Oh my, that doesn't resonate anymore. Or somebody does this crazy ass post and you're like, wow, that's where they're at. Okay, I don't need to follow that anymore because everyone's on their own path and I hold no judgment against them. It just is, but it doesn't mean I have to consume it. So, yeah. So, how are you guys doing today? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Arlene, how are you feeling? Yes, happy Wednesday, Mel. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, there you're not alone with the vertigo. Um, beautiful. Hi, guys. Yeah, you're not alone with the vertigo. There's many things with these current energies that are increasing, and you really remember I keep talking about the moon and how the moon cycles can affect us, right? So as it goes through these stages, and after being in when we were down in Mexico for those 6 weeks and really watching the sunrise, sunset as much as possible when it wasn't cloudy, and then focusing on the tides and the winds and the clouds. When you have time on your hands, it's amazing how much you can observe with that. And when you observe all of that, you start to see patterns. Yeah, we were seeing these patterns going on, like, even one day that the wind was blowing. Wind usually comes off the ocean onto shore. That is the standard that I see all the time, and then all of the sudden, it was going the opposite way, and I'm like, "I don't think I've ever seen that." You watch any it's the wind is always coming off the ocean in my reality anyway, and so to have it, going backwards was quite interesting, and then I started to pay attention to the moon, and where's the moon at, and how does that make me feel, and particularly the full moons, and remember, full moons are for releasing, letting go. There's been a lot of letting go over the last week and a half, even hell, since the beginning of the year, I feel like we've been collapsing timelines and and in this, it's like surfing an energy wave. All right, just stay on the board. Just you got this. Just stay on the board. And it's not easy, right? Because we all have we're affected differently by this. And so the vertigo one is one I'm hearing quite a bit about. And so we have posted before, and I'll have to see if I can drum those up and see. Um, there is some vertigo exercises on YouTube that I've seen that have been really beneficial and not what you would think. Pretty sure Rebecca was going through that at one point, and so she had shared what she was working on. Um, and it's not uncommon. So you think about it, it's that loss of sense of balance, and you're definitely not alone. So losing that sense of balance, that equilibrium within the body, and so quite often, yeah, getting quiet. Yeah, if you can stop at work and take a 15-minute break and just, go and get yourself quieted down, because if you think about it, vertigo is causing that imbalance, and then one is in the public and boom, 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 there's a lot of activity going on or at work, it convolutes it further. So just getting really quiet and trying to figure out and ask, why is this happening to me right now? So absolutely. Beautiful. Yes, intense dreams. Yeah, you know what? I seldom remember my dreams. When I do, I right away record. I did do a voice recording so I don't lose it, because I will. Yeah. Pivoting literally 3 degrees. Hey, Monroe. Yeah, so Monroe and I have decided that we're gonna she'll be on tomorrow at this time. And so by doing this, we can each focus on what we're working on individually. And yes, we'll still have shows together on Sunday, but we felt it really beneficial to either pre-record a video or come on live and really give you guys more tools and some more attention and intention for what we're delivering to you. So some of we are working diligently at creating a new name for the business, a new business model, and so along with that is a new website, a new logo. Everything shifts, and so you don't do that as you go into a full moon. So you have to purge everything. Okay, what are we gonna release? What are we gonna release? And we keep going that way. And just now we're like, okay, so we just small intention. And I've been in education point. I need to learn about some things that I don't know about, that I've not handled in a business before. Um, I've actually, it's similar to me. So we'll look at it this way, and I'll just share this because it might be valuable to some of you that are involved in any business. That I've never sold. I'm not a seller. I'm an educator. I love to educate people so they can understand. So I'll use my painting company as a good example. I run a painting company. I do like 25, 35, $40,000 quotes. And I will say to the client, I actually don't care if you hire me because you're going to hire who you're going to hire based on what you know and what you decide. I care that you understand the process that we use and why we do it this way. We've been in business for 18 years. We live in a rainforest. We use the best prep products, and we protect like crazy, both inside and outside, because gravity dictates paint will go where it will go, right? And so in doing that, they don't feel like they're being sold to. They feel like they're being educated. And I will go through it, and then we give them a whole sheet that explains exactly what we're going to do, exactly what products we're going to use, and that it's a quote. I saw your house. I'm not going to hold you hostage once the job starts and then ask for more money because of this or because of that. I feel the same way moving into this new business model that we're moving into. And what I see happening, one, there's a lot of really good people out there that are really, really good at what they do, but they don't know how to run a business. And so you've all watched me bring people onto a show and get them to a point where they can do their own show, right? And not just Norma Jean, but also over on the other channel. I was doing that. They all didn't want to go live. They're like, no, no, we'll pre-record, then we can control it. And once they went live and saw the interaction with the chat, they're like, oh, I love this. This is so much more fun. And so just being that bridge for people, and then along with that, some business modeling. And then the goal is to make this affordable for everyone. And so what we're going to have is micro learning, 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes of the lesson, 15 minutes with self working on those steps, and then a once a week call. And this model comes from my days at Mind Valley. I used to be a master certified trainer with them. And so I spent many years witnessing how they handled things, how they did events, what I liked, what I didn't like. And it was a phenomenal experience for me. At the end, it wasn't congruent for me to continue because I'm too much of a free soul. And so as soon as somebody tells me, oh, you need to do it this way, I'm like, no, I don't. So, and that hasn't changed in years. So absolutely. And then as we move into doing this, you'll see more and more. And so there are some people in the background. You see David around, you see Alex around. We will still do retreats, and Adventures for Connection will be the retreat portion, but the rest of it's going to have a new name and a new brand and a new feel. So we're very excited about that. Talk about reinventing yourself completely it's quite interesting. Many businesses are doing that at this time. Many, many, many. And so I've been researching more on the marketing because I look on social media and I'm like, this is all gross. All these ads are like that. They're disgusting. They don't resonate. They're not authentic. And so just being sure. And then the other thing that I've always done is do good work, and more good work comes your way. Anytime I've spent money on advertising, I actually find you end up with, like, I call them tire kickers. They don't know about painting. They don't know about the business. And they come in and they just want the lowest price because they've never hired a trade before. And so we tend to have more mature clients for our company. Now, that took me 18 years to get my belief shifted around to that level that, yeah, we are powerful enough to do it this way. And so, and now we're creating this new model, but I want to have it layered so there's a really affordable section, right? That anyone can come in and learn and still have those lives for you guys and still service this way. But on the flip side of that, we've got people that want more and want to elevate. And so we're really excited about that portion creation. And yeah, we're just really excited. It's very exciting. It is a little bit of that work thing where you got to like stay diligent and stay on task, but it's not to say that it's not impossible. It's just it can be challenging at times, and we know when to stop and let go. Stop right now, let go, take a break, go have an appellation, and then when we come back to it, you're fresh, you have new eyes. So there's this ebb and flow with it that it just like the tides that needs to be considered. All right, let's get through some questions. So that's what we've been working on. And so we're putting some more intention and attention to these videos. Beautiful. Carmel. Feeling amazing, so blissful, playing with the plants, my hands and soil. Yeah, soil's so good. You have no idea. And if you're planting seeds, put them in your under your tongue. Your body will tell you what those seeds, how they need to grow for you. And you guys all know that plants pick up what's going on, like the grass that's getting mowed tells the other grass, oh, here he comes again. We're getting mowed down. Get ready. And that plants can sense you. Plants can feel you when you're close to them. Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. They're souls too. They're sentient beings. Kelly's asking, is the coming eclipse really going to have energy shifts for everyone? There's a lot of strange info from others talking about it. Yeah, there's a lot of strange info out there on that. Let me speak to, I believe that we are in from some big shifts. Now remember, half of it's BS, half of it's not true. I always recommend like body dosing. Is this true for me? And remember that depending on where you're consciously at with your mind, it could be different for you. Because really that's what's happening right now is there's people that are suffering and choosing to suffer, that nothing's good, everything's doom and gloom. Oh my God, what's going on in the world? And that is the reality they're seeing. And then there's other people that are not seeing that reality at all because they're not consciously thinking about it that way. They're like, no, I'm not taking that on. It's like this. So we make sure that we put our attention and intention on that which you desire instead of putting it on what you don't want. Right. So I have no proof or fact that this will be a big energy shift. I can tell you, I have never felt energies as strongly as I've been feeling it the past probably 3 weeks. Even on my crown, you guys all know my crown's always active. It's come down to here. So I don't fully know. I'm getting its upgrades, its activations. Okay, great. Show me, what do I need to do? And I just follow the guidance, right? If a thought comes in and oh yeah, that resonates, let's do that. Yeah, avoid watching these predictions, guys, because look how many times that you've held on to the seat of your pants and then it's a big so-called nothing burger. Not to say things aren't going on in the background always and there's not energies happening above. If you really wanted to educate yourself and understand what's going on, it's astrology. It's the Vedic or Eastern astrology that would be most important. And then, of course, watch Norma with her genealogy because that is the most profound information about getting to understand you better and how you're directly affected by what's going on. It helps me so much, and just knowing what's coming next. So hello, Serafina. How are you, love? We were speaking this morning. Yeah, so good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we all like to learn. Well, yeah, I'm not a follower. I never have been. I always thought something was wrong with me. Yeah, and that's good, Cindy. Avoid all those. All right, I'm just gonna pop over to Rumble here. So I love you guys always chatting. Yeah, everything. Yeah, integrity is everything. Thanks, Cross. It is. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, perfect. It's go time. We got business changing news today. Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, please do the thumbs up. Please share if it resonates and feel free to comment after the video if it resonates with you. And what questions do you guys have? You've been really good about this. Thought I'd just do an open one. What would you like to know more about? What information would be helpful for you? Would you like to know more about alchemizing yourself? Do you want to work on health? I mean, I'll cover everything, as you know, I always do, whatever is relevant for me. But I really wanted to ask what is best for you guys right now. So I just wanted to also remind everyone that there's a few things, and it came up again in David's show yesterday about getting water into the cells. I'm just grabbing. This is amethyst, and it's my understanding for me, and David was sharing it, that helps to get water in the cells. And so you don't have as much water sloshing around in your stomach. So if you drink a lot of water and you have, I don't have it sloshing around at all, but I have a huge amethyst tooth within my Santavia, which cleans the water, then puts minerals in it. I've never been called. I've been told I don't need to do anything else but that. And then I get spring water whenever I can and we're outside, because that's really important to me as well. But drinking that high quality water and having that in there, it makes a huge difference, and putting intention and attention to your water, because water has memory. And remember, we were chatting and talking about the dreams. And if you drink, you sit with a glass of water before bed, and it should be in a clear glass, something nice. I wouldn't put it in metal as much. I would put it in a clear glass. Set an intention with it. I would like to remember my dreams tonight, please. And when I drink the other half of this glass in the morning, I will remember. And so then you can drink that half and then get up in the morning and drink the other half, and and it might take a little bit, but I've heard of a lot of good success around that one, being very successful. So I do recommend trying that. Let's talk about water a bit more. Water, as far as um, getting into your cells with the amethyst, doing additions to it, like having some ginger in it, or having some lemon juice. If you drank a glass of lemon juice after your half a glass in the morning, really hydrating yourself. And then when you take that in and you have that lemon water in the morning, that helps to flush your system and kind of activate things. Now, I like to put cayenne in mine. I do drink mine throughout the day. I try and avoid drinking an hour before meals, half an hour for sure, during the meal as little as possible. And then if you can wait a couple hours after, you're going to allow your digestive juices to work within the stomach to digest the food that you have without stalling it. So the more you dilute it, the more it's going to take longer. So you can imagine, right? You're trying to it's trying to digest, and then you're adding more water, and it's got to work around that again. So it's a really good way of also operating. And then that intermittent fasting. These are the things that I do that I know work for me, that I always recommend for people if they're trying to manage energies better, feel better. That intermittent fasting, and again, managing energy is having your body in balance. And so by intermittent fasting, by just extending when you break your fast, called breakfast for a reason, to extend it out, and you can have black coffee. I don't recommend much else, or you can have the water, and you can take that and then extend it further. And so you can get up to 18, right? So in a 24-hour period, a lot of people do 18 and 6. They eat for 6 hours, or they eat for 4 hours, and then they don't eat otherwise. So it's a habit that one needs to kind of break, because we're so used to eating habitually or emotionally. And when you start to break that, you put more attention and intention on what you're eating, and then you will tend to see that. And you can even journal about it. It's a great way to find out, oh, how was I feeling when I went into the fridge? And sometimes you just drink some water and then you feel great. You're really actually thirsty. And that's another known fact as well. Yeah, absolutely. Um, let's just see what's in the comments here. Cross is asking 40. Oh, I have heard much about the biohacking program being talked about. Yeah. During my time at Mind Valley, it was huge around the biohacking with Dave Asprey. Um, people that really go that scientific route and kind of geek out or really follow that. I'm much more relaxed than that, because to me, as soon as you put your intention so narrowly on something, or you go full vegan, or you go full meat, and then you judge everything else. Oh, I'm doing this, so therefore, and then you think you're better than everyone else because you're biohacking. I really witnessed a lot of that in that group. I just don't believe in, our bodies are always biohacking. In fact, if you were to work on anything for self, for the most improvement, it would be what I'm discussing, and to not be seeking outside of needing all these gadgets and activities. And I'm not to say there's not going to be some amazing energy healing stuff come up, but the more balanced your body is when this comes to market, and these really let's say a med bed, right? Your body is like a med bed. You are the med bed. You can heal yourself like that. Yeah. And you can, yes, non-carbon essence. We are moving from carbon to crystalline. Thanks, Antonio. Good reminder. You're moving out of being carbon based and into crystalline. And in that, the most important thing you can do is manage yourself, manage the body, mind, body, and soul. In fact, if everyone, you know, spent an hour a day journaling, sitting with self, seeing what comes up, being in nature because nature nurtures, getting yourself grounded. If you took that time for yourself, you would be amazed. You want to talk about biohacking? You're using Mother Earth to help you. So that would be really the most important aspect of that, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. Arlene says, I never heard of biohacking. Yeah, biohacking is about using tools, sometimes supplements. So Dave Asprey has something called bullet coffee. And I did do that for a while. I don't do it now because that's a heck of a lot of fat to be taking in all the time. But it's MCT, medium triglyceride chain, MCT oil, medium, yeah, chain triglyceride, MCT oil organic. And you put about a tablespoon or two, and then grass-fed butter in your coffee, and you blend it. Tastes really good. It's fantastic if you've been out hiking all day and you need a boost. It's not so great if you're not exercising that much and you're taking in more than you're burning, but it is also good for the brain. I would say yes, we're becoming our true essence. Absolutely. And so in doing that, one needs to just kind of let go of some stuff and just allow what is best for your body. Remember, we're each as unique as our thumbprint or fingerprints. And so then therefore, we each have a very unique need. And I always would love if everyone just got to know themselves better and and take on that as their mission, as their biohacking is working on self. What makes your soul sing? What music? What frequencies? What sacred geometries? Like whatever you choose. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Cross. Yeah, thanks, Tanya. I thought it wasn't a real benefit either. Yeah, biohacking to me is it's like a chase. Like, come chase this. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm just done chasing. Lori Marie, but I feel I'm a mirror trigger for other people a lot. Is that part of my purpose to help others grow? In a way, it is a purpose for many of us. And yeah, I have a question about mirrors. I understand that other people's situation triggers or mirrors for me to look inside myself. Correct. We can talk about that. So you will. And all right, let's back that up for a second. So if we look at it this way, ascension, expansion, growth, change goes up in a spiral. And so quite often the same situation will come up, but now you have a new perspective. And so as we go through life, you will find that those resonance, those changes, we send, all right, your body is your vibration, and the frequency is what you're sending out. That can come back to you along with what the collective is doing and whatever is going on for the universe at the moment, right? So we don't, when they say, oh, you can manifest exactly what you want, mm, not quite. It's not quite like that. That would be a very lonely place because we're affected by everything else. We are affected by what's going on collectively. We are affected by what's happening with Earth. We are affected by what's happening with the sun and the moon and the universe that we're in. So to say that, you can manipulate and control that much, you got to be pretty far along as alchemy to be able to do that. And I'm certainly not there yet. And then being a mirror for others. So quite often, and I can say it's happened to me with a few good friends, what I consider to be good friends, where I wasn't performing the way they needed me to in the relationship and that I needed to change. And so to me, that was an opportunity to, it doesn't resonate for me that I need to adapt myself in order to make somebody else okay with me. I can't do that. You guys all know me. I'm just me. And I travel and I'm gone for a few months and I come back. But some people need that constant hand holding connection. And that's okay. It's just not me. That's not my role for this. It's not who I am. And so by being that mirror and being that trigger, you're going to find that We all do that at some point. It's about how much can we hold our resonance to realize this isn't about me. It's their experience. Yeah, and it's not easy. And we all do have that purpose. And mm, that is something that some of us are maybe better at than others. And it depends on where you are and what I would say what situation you're in. So we go through cycles of things. So it could be a current cycle for you. It's a current cycle for you. That's what I keep getting. Yeah. Any other questions around that, Laura? Happy to answer. Self-care, self-love. Yes. Absolutely, Antonio. Yes. Now, Kundalini activation, I'm going to hold you on there. Everything else you've said, I agree with, Antonio. So let's let these bounce up here. Cindy's not eating for 16 hours. Great. Arlene, we already said that one. There we go. Non-carbon essence to become our true essence. Absolutely. Self-care is so important. Absolutely. Love ourselves. Absolutely. And to balance the masculine and feminine. Absolutely. We are, except for this one. I don't chase anything. I will not chase the Kundalini activation. I will be aware of it. I will feel it within the body. And so it does go up and it does go down. You can do some yoga around it. I know too many people who've blown themselves out and are still trying to put their bodies back together. So I'm very cautious with this one. Only in that if it's when it's meant to happen, it'll happen. So we've talked about your sun sign. When you're in your moon sign, when your moon sign is in the cycle of the month for you, that is a really good time to fast. And this is part of it. You will be more connected. You will have, yes, I'm being zapped. Yes, I'm getting that's true. So being more focused on more fasting at that time, eating lighter, more time with self, more time in nature. And there's times where I have much more visuals when I close my eyes, and that's one of those times. And so, but to have a full-blown Kundalini, which is raising the Christ oil within the body and activating your pineal, yeah, I wouldn't chase that one. I'm not chasing it. It will happen eventually. I know it will, but I'll wait until my system is ready for it. Absolutely. Cross says there are new biohacking clinics that supposedly read your biorhythms and help correct them. That could be. I'm very cautious about what I will do to change my energy besides myself, right? We do this all the time, running that white light down us and through our system, through meditation, is one of the most powerful things you can do for working on your biorhythm. Your biorhythm is also affected by grounding, being in nature. What food are you eating? I don't believe that it's that chase. So I'm going to go over here to try this biorhythm. And now I rely on the biorhythm place to keep me because I'm not doing any of the other work. Does that make sense? So we always start with self. What can I do? What can I do? Yes. Well, Andrea, your teeth. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is part of your process, girl. You could certainly have shakes. Yeah. Yes. Solar plexus and sacral. Absolutely. Absolutely. And tantric is not just about sex with somebody else. It's about preserving. In fact, we've had huge discussions lately in a chat regarding retention, semen retention. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not good to chase anything. Dun, 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 dun. Makes sense. The spiral of things coming back and working on repeating cycles takes time and some, yeah, absolutely. So as we go through, let's go back to that spiral for a minute because I'm being honest to guide you there again. As we go through that spiral and things come up and you have that new perspective, is this why I keep saying, why don't you just give it a minute? Bite your tongue if you need to. Wait, don't react. Wait and respond, because you can even like pull down on your ear, like right in here, and it drops your whole vagus nerve. It's very calming, right? So if it looks like you're plugging your ears, somebody's triggering you, you're just gonna go like this. That's very calming. And when you can be in a calmer state and respond versus react, you're going to observe things differently. Because now you can observe it from an observer point of view versus the one feeling it in the moment, right? And then you can start, oh, I've this happened before with this person. Oh, and last time I did this. I'm not going to do that this time. And so it's pre-planning when you're going into situations where you know that you've been fiery with someone to really walk in with very calm energy. I would even like tend to be in public if I felt somebody was going to trigger me because it's easier to be kind in public, so to speak. But yeah, that spiral thing's really interesting. And then eventually it won't come up anymore because you've done all the you've learned everything you need to learn from it or done whatever karmic cycle was around that, and that's going to be different for everybody 100%. Yeah. Yes, Cross, please. I'm planning a few days away from any media news. I do this periodically just to relax and enjoy my life around me as it really is. Well, and then that's my reality. So I don't watch the news. I watch about this much of what I call the show. And it's just like, oh, yeah, no, nothing there for me. Because again, where our attention goes, energy flows. And I just refuse to give my power away. Absolutely. Yes, energy exchange with cleansing and purifications. Yes. Yeah. You're welcome. Shakes are a great idea. If you have mouth pain, shakes are really good. And make sure you just swish it around a bit to put some of your saliva in it for digestive purposes. Yeah, absolutely. All right. All right. So we talked about the spiral. What else did I want to tap into today? Oh, I watched a really good video that somebody had shared on the poignancy of crystals. And I've always known that crystals, have a specific feel. This is malachite. It's a beautiful stone. I have a bracelet as well. And this one is for manifestation. And you need to be cautious because it will do as you ask, and it can be for ill will, but it's also your heart chakra. And so this is one of those ones that I will hold in my hand quite often. It's one of my it feels good in my hand, so I'll play with it. Absolutely. And then clear quartz, like this one, and those of you in the Telegram group have seen a photo of this one, is good for conductivity. It's good for messaging. It's good for storage. And so I have created one, which I haven't been wearing too much because I'm really activated in my third eye right now. And it sits there. And so that can actually improve it as well. So it can ramp it up a little bit more, especially for meditations. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about archangels, Antonio. Archangel Raphael. Absolutely. I'm just curious what your information or beliefs are around the archangels. Archangels to me are energies. And the more I learn, the more I stay pretty connected to my higher self. That is sort of my channel that I love to connect with. I'm told all the time who I'm connected to, and I'm like, they got to go through my higher self. They don't come through me directly. So I trust that connection per se. And so if we look at that this way, so we have our soul's not big enough to fit in this body, this avatar, and our soul really isn't in here. It's in our auric field, and we're inside of it. And your skin is your biggest organ, picking up everything all the time. And so it's its first level of defense, so to speak, which is why cell quality of water and what you're eating is so very important as we go from this crystalline or go into this crystalline body. And this is the first time, to my understanding, that we've ever done this as in the body. So you usually do it as you leave the body, right? So we're getting to do some of this in the body. How far it goes, I have no idea. Last time we were close to this, the entire thing was wiped out. So we all have some deep-seated fear around that to work through, which is why I was talking about that death thing coming up, because I'm like, oh yeah, I was warned. It's really nice to have people that have gone through a lot of this, because I have a few friends that absolutely can assist with any questions that I have from their opinion. Yeah, yeah. And you can call on archangels to help protect if you choose. You can call on specific crystals. I call on the elementals. I've got all the elementals with me. Um, and I can feel them when I'm outside. Like I can go outside and all the birds are like, yeah, she's here. Da 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 da. I can almost hear what they're saying. Very close. I know when they're happy and how they're feeling. Dogs, cats, all the animals outside, goats, chickens. So the elementals, also in the forest, I know when mycelium's talking to me, or the fae. So we are all able to connect with that, and um, to choose to connect with it energetically. And so I know a lot of people are connected to Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Gabrielle. Saint Bardit is one of mine, and she's helps bring things down from higher realms into manifestation. We all have spirit animals with us as well, and we've talked about that. Yeah, absolutely. So whatever you feel is connected for your highest good, there's no right or wrong, in my opinion. Yeah, I love the fairy realm. Fairies are always fun. Absolutely. Yeah. So Pacific crystal for meditation. I think whatever you're called to use for you particularly, I would say amethyst would be your best crystal. And I've got I had that small one, I'm describing the bigger one. I have a really big point of amethyst. And so amethyst can be very healing. It really, and rose quartz, and you don't necessarily have to hold them. You can just have them near you. You could grab a necklace. That would help as well for you, for sure. And I always go by, how does it make you feel? So especially if you're in a crystal store, to see how they make you feel, because your body will know. Your body will absolutely tell you. Quite often, I'll end up using the rod, right? That's how I do most of my shopping, or I will hold it and dose it, body dose it. It's also a beautiful way. Absolutely. So, Arlene, you don't need to know which angel's connected to you. Do you know I consider our lineage part of our angel community because they're in our DNA? So, that lineage that you come from, because you grew in a mother's womb and it was the father's sperm that uh, went into the egg and caused the big boom, the big bang. Ta-da! Maybe that's where that really comes from, right? And so you have that entire DNA within you. And so those ancestors are supporting and loving you right now. And if I was to call on anybody, I would absolutely call on my ancestors, because they're very deeply connected. And you can call on any archangel that you would choose. Yeah, I'm getting you. No, you're supposed to. I keep getting your to tap into your ancestors. They can help you the most, especially even for healing yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, and the violet flame protection, whatever you're called to do. Absolutely. Been wearing a jade lotus for almost 2 years now. Beautiful. Beautiful. 444. Here. Yeah, absolutely. All right. You guys want to do a little meditation? Let's do a little meditation. Not a long one. Let's just give you a little guidance here today. So crossed if they believe that. So she's asking, what about people that have had vaccines? They say their DNA has been changed. Depends on how much pollution's in the body. It depends on their belief around it. Like, so much more is energetic than anyone can believe. And I truly believe a lot of what we saw during that period was a lot more than, it wasn't just that. It was a lot of energies being bombarded in on purpose that caused a lot of things, depending on how the person's body, what kind of health condition they were in. So I put no mind to that at all. I put no mind. Yes, fish have souls. Of course they do. Fish were also brought to the earth as a gift, right? So yes, fish have souls. Listen to chakra balancing for 10 minutes every day. Awesome. Absolutely. And cannabis cures cancer. Yes. Uh-huh. Absolutely. You can cure anything if you choose. All right. Then everybody put their feet flat on the floor and take a deep breath. And we will be doing an upcoming show with Bill and Cured by Cannabis in regards to the endocannabinoid system of the body, which I've been studying and learning about so I can better understand it. And it's not one that's talked about much. So, yeah, it can help alleviate quite a few symptoms. It's quite impressive, actually. Yeah. So, all right, you guys. I'd like you to close your eyes, please. Put your feet on the floor, and we're going to take a few deep breaths in just to relax the system and to bring us really into the awareness with our body. And I want you to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Remembering we have more hairs on the bottom of our lungs than we do on the top. Then when we breathe deeply and push our belly out, we're actually assisting the body in doing what it does best, which is alchemizing, to keep you alive, to keep your heart beating, to keep your system going. So breathe in again. 3 more times. In through the nose. And another again. And one last time. And today we're going to do a little different. We're going to run our energies through the fountain, and I'm just going to assist you in balancing the chakras and grounding. Now I want you to visualize the white light coming down through the top of your head and going through your body and surrounding the body. As it's doing that, it's coating through. You can feel the cells vibrating. Where your attention goes, energy flows. See, you can feel it. Let it run down over the top of your head, over your forehead, over the back of your head, to the top of your ears, over your ears, over your eyebrows, down the back of your head, over your eyes, over your cheeks, your nose, coating down your ears, further down to the nape of your neck, your cheeks, your lips, your jaw. You can relax and take the tongue off the roof of your mouth for a few minutes. Over your chin, under your chin, and all around your neck. It's going down, down, down. Wiggle your shoulders, release any tension and let them drop. And just keep breathing at a natural pace. Do try and fill your belly a little more these days. Will greatly assist you. Upper back, over the thymus, your throat, over the shoulders, over the chest, down the upper arms, going down the back, going down to the mid back, over the elbows, sides of the waist, the lower back. And let's continue down the arms for a minute and go down our forearms, our wrists, and into our hands. And as you go to your hands, just want you to feel the energy going through the fingers, going to the tips of the fingers. See, you are energy. You are an energy being, first and foremost. And let's come back from the hands and go back to our waist. And we're just going to allow this energy to run in a circle in a clockwise direction around our waist and kind of shift up and down, just massaging along and helping with any digestive issues and the womb area. And just allow that to run through. A lot of people are suffering from a little more digestive issues lately. Remember, you have mitochondria. And if you don't know what that is, you can look it up afterwards. But you want to make sure that you're eating in such a way that you're not eating the same foods all the time. You're giving it variety. You're giving it nuts, seeds, fermented foods, vegetables, whatever protein source you're choosing, beans. Make sure you soak them well. And the more you feed that mitochondria, which is part of your gut, which is part of your second brain, when your body has consciousness, it's telling you what it needs by giving you discomfort in the body. And so to pay really close attention to this. All right, let's take the energy down and go over the lower belly, the hips, the buttocks, the sides of the legs, the front of your thighs. And we're just going to let that slowly go down and run through your cells and around your cells in the body and the outside of the skin. And then we're going to go down a little further over the knees, behind the knees. And we're just going to let that energy swirl also at the knees. Remember, your knees are supporting you, they're holding you up. Being really grateful for this body. Wow, think of all you're manifesting every second. Think about it. You want to get up out of bed, and boom, your body gets up out of bed. You want to go to the washroom, boom, your body takes you to the washroom. So remember, you are capable of so much more than you're letting yourself believe, and have some gratitude for this body that serves you so well, that is working with you to guide you and to bring you to where you need to be in harmony. And as we go down over the knees and through the upper shins and the calves and the sides of the calves, when we come down to the ankle, we're going to swirl clockwise there with the energy. Just give those ankles some extra love. They too have been supporting so much. And remember, everything in your feet is connected to your entire body. Everywhere on your face has a point that is connected to your entire body. Everywhere on your hands is connected to your entire body. You have these maps, these meridians, these areas, and when the chi or energy is blocked, we find stagnation, discomfort, out of alignment. And so let's give those feet some extra love today too, and taking the energy down, and let's run it clockwise up and down our feet as if they're in their own little healing chamber with this energy and giving them extra love. If you didn't have toes, you wouldn't balance very well. Such a magnificent, miraculous thing, this body. I am so grateful for my body. And this is why I recommend body dosing. What would my body like today? And sometimes it's some pretty strange things. All right. Now I want you to imagine that there's chi, a pool of chi between your feet, and this is your energy pool. And that energy pool is what creates the fountain. And we can put what we choose to put in that energy pool, such as peace, serenity, pain relief from my mouth, pain relief from my body. Let's give my body what it needs today to be pain free. And let's create that in this energy because there's so much going on externally at the moment. We're just going to give our body these few minutes together of attention and love. Now imagine that coming back up through your chakra centers, this energy flow, this tube of energy going up through the the root chakra, then to the sacral, then to the solar, then to the heart, the higher heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, and up to your star chakra, and then flowing back down out into this pool of energy like a fountain. And let's just run that for a few minutes. You may have a color come through, you may have a message come through. Just sit quietly and allow this to flow through. And by doing this every day, you're really honoring your body and you're honoring yourself. And anytime you're overwhelmed, you can just stop and imagine running this energy and taking a few deep breaths. When you run your energy and you maintain it and manage it, you no longer need to worry about protection. Your energy is your protection. Your field is your protection. You'd be better off putting your focus on expanding this energy out and allowing that. And anytime you start to feel discombobulated, do it again and just keep working on it. It's like exercising a muscle, it gets better with time. You will get better at it. And for those of you suffering from some mouth pain, let's imagine this energy in the mouth. And you can all do this for a minute because it will be very good. Remembering that our teeth are all connected to points of our body. That's why it's so important. And I don't recommend dental work on kids or having braces as young as they're putting them on. And then I believe we can energetically do more. And so as we run this energy, you may want to massage your jaw a bit with your fingers. And you can put your hands out and say activate. You could hold the palms of your hand on the sides of your cheeks. And thank your mouth. Oh my gosh, it's nourishing you. So many points in there. There's so much love in there. We often forget about our mouth. We take it for granted. And now's your opportunity to give it some love. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and join us here again. Welcome back. You can choose to stay in there if you like. That's up to you. Hi, Jessica. Absolutely. It's weird. I can't see any comments from you guys on Facebook right now. It's just sending up blank ones, which is really interesting. But that's okay. And I'm going to leave it here. Ah, there's Arlene. Okay, that one worked. Fountain light was light green and was cold. Yeah, it's probably what your body needs. So sometimes that cooling off, right? So when you have an injury and you go hot, cold, it helps to reset the cells. So it's not a bad idea, Arlene. Yeah, I know that you have get really cold hands, so it probably is for the highest good for that to be resetting the rest of your system to get back in harmony. Yeah. I'm glad you guys liked it. Absolutely. We'll be doing more of these because I really do believe that this get together and these little meditations just really, really help. And then I'll be doing some bookings for some longer ones. Yours was green also. Maybe because I was holding this one up. Who knows? definitely, but it's a very calm color and very healing. Yeah, green is very good. So perfect. You're so welcome, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, Andrea. And your mouth feels better. Good. So do that every time that your mouth starts to ache more, right? Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys, I'm sending you lots of love. And I will be back on next week. And the first half will be more of a lesson with a slideshow, and then we'll have more chats afterwards. But if you have questions during the slideshow, I'll absolutely watch. So I'm going to be coming in with some what I think is most important for the collective at the moment, what I feel it needs to be presented. So, and don't forget, you're watching Norma Jean tomorrow night. And yeah, I'm so excited. We've got some really beautiful things in the works, and we're really excited to share it. So everybody have a beautiful day. I love you very much. And make sure that you do you.